We're going to examine load securement requirements as they apply to van trailers, and later in another module we'll discuss flatbed operations. Cargo must be prevented from leaking, spilling, shifting, or falling from the vehicle under all conditions that could be expected to occur in normal driving. This includes braking or maneuvering in response to an emergency situation. Secured cargo must be able to withstand a deceleration force in the forward direction of 0.8 Gs. This means that the cargo must not move if subjected to a force equal to 80% of its weight. Securing cargo to this standard ensures that it will not move if the driver applies maximum braking effort. The cargo must also be able to withstand 0.5 Gs of movement from side to side or forward to rear. If the cargo is immobilized so that it cannot shift or tip to the extent of the vehicle's stability or maneuverability, then the cargo meets the regulations. Adhering to the regulations could mean applying securement to each item of cargo. However, the cargo may be considered secure if the trailer has walls of adequate strength. For instance, each article of cargo within the vehicle would have to be in contact with or sufficiently close to a wall or other articles of cargo, so that it cannot shift or tip to the extent that the vehicle's stability or maneuverability is compromised. Does this mean that you don't need to use any means of load securement when hauling a load in a dry van trailer? In most cases, you'll still need to secure the load from movement to the rear unless there's no open space at the rear of the trailer. Very few loads fit that tightly, and you may need additional securement depending on the loading pattern. Before the customer loads the trailer, it's a good idea to discuss what loading pattern they'll be using. In most cases, the customer is familiar with their product and how it must be loaded to achieve proper weight distribution. Let's look at some examples. This is a typical load containing pallets of product that have been loaded side by side. The first row of pallets is up against the front of the trailer, and all subsequent rows are against each other. Since the pallets don't completely fill the trailer side to side, the empty space is alternated from left to right. There is 8 feet from the last row to the rear doors. The load is secured from forward movement by the front of the trailer. Although there is a gap at the side of each row, the weight is distributed evenly since the gap is alternated. The side of the trailer would stop any movement if it occurred. It's not likely that the vehicle's stability or maneuverability would be affected by that movement. Because of the gap at the rear of the trailer, the driver would need to use load securement to prevent rearward movement. There are several options for load securement. One of the most common is a load lock. This device has rubber feet that prevent slipping when it's applied. It extends to the width of the trailer and then locks into place. For tall pallets, you may choose to use 2 load locks, one higher and one lower. If the trailer is equipped with E-Track, you could use a ratchet strap. These devices provide plenty of holding power. For maximum effectiveness, you should put the clips in the wall before the last row of pallets is loaded so that the strap wraps around the load.